So Spongebob has a lot of movies, some might say too many, and today we're gonna be ranking all 6 of them, from worst to best.
Good morning, Bikini Bottom! Good morning, Sandy!
The Sandy movie has nothing good going for it. Like, everything is either outright terrible or just painfully boring. The Sandy family stuff just don't work whatsoever, and the movie fails at even feeling like a movie. I like one single thing about this movie, and that is that some of the visuals in the apocalypse scenes and like a really short Plankton lab scene are like kind of good looking. But then everything else is shit. Like the visuals in the rest of the movie looks terrible. It's shit. Like legit shit. SpongeBob smells a pile of shit in this movie. But yeah, there's not a single good other redeeming quality than these few scenes looking kinda good. Everything on land is worse than 500 the splinters. It looks shit, it is shit, there is shit. Every joke is either unfunny or downright offensively bad. And everything looks so ugly. Then the story is garbage as well. There's no saving Bikini Bottom or this movie. It's the worst SpongeBob movie, and I wish I could say by far, but the next one is not that far off. Sponge on the Run at least has some things that are not terrible or boring. Not saying it has a lot of good stuff in it, but some scenes like don't actually makes me want to die, so that's something at least. The celebrity stuff is not very good though. It feels very off and not like SpongeBob whatsoever. Like David Hasselhoff in the first movie worked because it was kind of a joke, like David Hasselhoff is showing up in a SpongeBob movie, but then he still managed to advance the plot forward. However, in Sponge on the Run, the whole plot pauses every time a celebrity shows up, and then it's just a drag to get back to the already dragging plot. This movie sucks. I don't know why I started off being somewhat positive. It's a garbage movie. I think it was just the fact that I started with the Sandy movie, which is even worse. But this movie also has so many problems. The plot is really uninteresting. I really wish they went with the original story they had, because that seemed so much more entertaining. This is just the original movie plot repackaged. It's SpongeBob and Patrick going on a journey that's really boring, with a really uninteresting and unintimidating villain. Like, this villain sucks. What is his name even? Poseidon, right? Yeah, Poseidon sucks. He's just a worse version of King Neptune. The ending is heart-tugging slop that's there to promote Camp Coral, and this whole aspect of the movie drags it down even more. Like, the pacing is garbage. Not only does the plot stop for Celebrity Cameo Dance Party, but also for Camp Coral flashback number 55. Like, nah, fuck this movie. It sucks. It's almost last place, but it had like 2 scenes that wasn't totally boredom, so it's above the Sandy movie for that.
Welcome to Bikini Bottom at the bottom of the ocean.
Alright, hold it right there. This is the beginning of my movie.
The Plankton movie has some really good looking scenes with some nice animation changes, and those scenes are basically all I really like in this movie. It's kinda like the case with the Sandy movie, except the movie looks better in general and has more of these really nice looking scenes. Like, they switch animation styles, they do some old school stuff, they do some different colors, and it's all some really creative visuals. And the animation is like, there's different visuals and there's different animations in these segments, but except for that, it's just not a good movie. The story is lackluster and has some really bad retcons that makes watching the movie as someone who knows and is a fan of the show like a worse experience. Like, as a SpongeBob fan, the story becomes worse. Overall, the story is also pretty boring without any good jokes, and I don't like Karen in this movie. Not that her motivation for turning evil is like terrible, but she's just still not likable or funny, and the songs suck. Like, I just don't like the story in this movie at all, but it does have some really nice looking scenes.
I'm ready.
There's actually nothing that bad about Search for Squarepants. I really like the underworld, and I think it's a great, although unoriginal, location for a Spongebob film. Like, here again, the visuals are the best part of the movie, but at least it's a lot of this movie that has these cool visuals and nice designs. Although yes, it is just ripping off the first movie, like many of these newer movies tend to do with the trench creatures and stuff. But another thing that I don't like is the pacing of this movie. The final act especially feels really rushed and don't give any payoff at all really. But it's not a bad movie. Not funny at all though, like I can't remember a single funny joke. But that's not very surprising, I guess, considering it's the most recent, most modern movie. Sponge Out of Water has two parts, where the first is 2D and the second is 3D. And I think there are some good stuff when they're on land and are 3D in the second part. Because there's some engaging action scenes, but the first part is definitely better. Like the 2D stuff is really strong. I think it's a really good looking movie when it's 2D, and I like the plot a lot. The Plankton and Spongebob time travel stuff is probably the best part, and it's just a good movie all around. Some negatives though, I don't think Burger Beard is that good as a villain. Like, he's not as bad as Poseidon, he works, but he's not that interesting. Although I think his motivation is alright. This movie just has a lot of really cool scenes. The war in the beginning is very entertaining, Wasteland, Apocalypse, Bikini Bottom is cool, and I really like the stuff with the Bubbles. He's called that, right? The dolphin. All around cool stuff. It's a good movie, but the land stuff drags the movie down a bit. Kinda like with the movies we already talked about, with terrible land scenes. Although in this movie, the land scenes are a lot better. It's just that the stuff before it is even better. But yeah, good movie. Very unsurprisingly, the first SpongeBob movie is the best SpongeBob movie, in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion. This movie is amazing. It's pretty much a flawless movie. I can't think of anything bad to say about this movie. It's all positives. The story, amazing. I love the journey, I love all the stops along the way, all the characters that SpongeBob and Patrick encounter are so interesting and funny. The movie is really funny in general. Like, while it might never reach the heights of an episode like Wet Painters or Chocolate with Nuts, it's still without a doubt the funniest SpongeBob movie, and it has so many iconic jokes. I think the characters are written really well. SpongeBob and Patrick got some of the best banter and dynamic of the whole franchise in this movie. I love them together here. Also really like Plankton in this movie. He feels like a real threat for once, which is amazing since he usually is kind of comedically incompetent. So it makes a lot of sense to ramp up the stakes for this movie. I don't have any problem with the other main characters being more sidelined here. It is the SpongeBob movie and it's all about him and his journey, and I applaud the movie for how it's executed. The pacing is excellent. There's so much stuff that happens in this movie, but nothing is rushed and they get their jokes off at each location, while still keeping a more serious and cinematic tone than your average SpongeBob episode. It's my favorite animated film of all time. I was contemplating if I was gonna say favorite cartoon movie or whatever, but no. Of all animated movies I've seen, this is my favorite. It was a big part of my childhood and it definitely holds up today as an amazing movie in or outside of the SpongeBob universe. I think this movie, maybe Sponge Out of Water too, but this movie for sure is you can watch this without any prior knowledge of the show and you can get into it straight away, and it's just amazing. It's so good. I love this movie. It's the best SpongeBob movie, for sure.